Hello everyone, I am Akhilesh Kumar bin PGT-English KB Tenga Valley. In this audio class, we will deal with a poem My Mother at 66 by KAMALA. Contents of this poem are about the poet, about the theme, about the poem, features and comprehension. Poetess Kamala Das, she was born on March 31st, 1934 in Malabar, Kerala. Though she was born as Hindu, but she embraced Islam in 1999. She assumed the name Kamala Suraya after this, and she has published many novels and short stories in English and Malayalam under the pen name Madhvya Kutti. She has won many awards as Asian Poetry Prize, Kent Award for English Writing, Sahitya Academy Award, and others. After a brief description of the poetess Kamala Das, we are going to begin our poem. But before going to begin this poem, I want to tell you one important fact of this poem. The fact is, this poem has been written in a single sentence. It is only separated by comma. Okay, so now let's begin. The poet says here in the lines, driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning. The poetess Kamala Das had gone to visit her parents' home, and on Friday morning she was returning from there after spending a few days. It's clear? So, from where she was coming? She was coming from her parents' home after spending a few days. And where she was going? Now she was returning to her own home where she was living. It's clear? So, by a car, she was driving herself a car, and in that car, her mother was there. It's clear? So, she was returning towards Cochin airport on Friday morning. It's clear? I saw my mother beside me, thus open-mouthed, her face ashen like that of a corpse, and realized with pain that she was as old as she looked, but soon put that thought away. The poetess says when she was returning and she herself was driving that car, when she noticed the face of her mother, she found that her mother was sleeping beside her in the car, and that time the mouth of her mother was open. Her face was pale and lifeless, just like a dead body. The face of her mother was charmless. There was no charm. That's why she compares the face of her mother with her dead body. Now, dear students, you can also notice the poetic device of this poem here is simile, because the poetess compares the face of her mother with a dead body. So it's clear? The poet was alarmed when she found the charmless face of her mother, and she was also alarmed by the sudden realization that old age had crept upon her mother. It was a reality she found hard to accept. The poet was pained to see her mother like this. She was very sad. That's why she wanted to divert her attention. That's why she looked outside the car. The lines of the poem "and looked out at young trees sprinting." Friends, we know the poetess was very sad Why was she sad? She was sad because she realized that the death of her mother was approaching. Due to that reason, she was very painful. That's why she wanted to divert her attention. And due to this reason, she looked outside of the car and she saw at young trees which appeared to be running. Why the trees were running? Because the car was moving and the young green trees appeared to be running in the opposite direction. It's clear? And one meaning of this young trees sprinting is that the life of human being. We don't pay attention, we don't notice about our life, how it passes. The life of human being passes very fastly. The merry children spilling out of their homes. The poetess Kamala Das, she also saw a group of children rushing out of their homes to play. Both of these were a reminder of the past. The young sprinting trees represented how fast time had flown by. The children represented youth, which was full of life and energy. Both the young trees and the children present a sharp contrast to the mother sitting beside her. How it is? Because sprinting trees and merry children, the children were so happy. Now both sprinting trees and merry children, both were energetic. And here in the car, the face of her mother was charmless. That's why there is a contrast. The lines of the poem. But after the airport security check, standing a few yards away, I looked again at her, wan, pale as a late winter's moon. The poetess says the young children and trees were able to divert her thoughts away. But after reaching the airport and passing through security check, the poetess again looked at her mother, who was standing a few yards away from her. Her mother looked lifeless and dull like a late winter's moon, which can't be seen clearly because of mist and fog. So here, once again, the poetess compares the face of her mother with a late winter's moon. So what is the meaning of here late winter's moon? It is the late winter season. Due to mist and fog, it can't be seen clearly. That's why she says this. Of the poem again, and felt that old familiar ache, my child's fear. But all I said was, see you soon, Amma. All I did was smile and smile and smile. Once again, the poet was pained to see her mother in that condition. As the poetess was going away and leaving her mother, her old familiar ache, her childhood fear that she would lose her mother, suddenly came alive. But she tried to hide her emotions behind her smile. She did not want to reveal her feelings to her mother and bid her farewell with a smile. She gave hope to her mother and herself by saying that they would meet again and kept on smiling. In the last lines of this poem, we can see the helplessness of the youth. Kamala Das was compelled to leave her mother. That's why here she was very sad. But she hid her emotions and kept on smiling, smiling. Meaning of difficult words of this poem. Doves, sleep lightly. Hassan, very pale with shock, fear or illness. Corpse, a dead body. Spilling out, rushing out. One, pale and giving impression of illness or exhaustion. Ache, pain. Dear friends, after dealing the poem, I hope you would be able to understand the theme of the poem. When we see this poem, when we read this poem, so we find themes of this poem. The first theme of this poem is constraints of old age. Second one is bond between the mother and the daughter. Third, aspirations and helplessness of the youth. Fourth one, different stages of life. Fifth one, change, the eternal law. Fifth one, nature, a relief and refuse. Now the features of this poem. Number one, contemporary subject. Professional commitments बनाम social family commitments. Second one is ample use of literary devices. Simile, as I have told you earlier, the poetess Kamala Das has compared the face of her mother with dead body, and second one, that is with late winter's moon. It's clear. Now personification. Sprinting trees, it refers personification here, and also alliteration. Third one is subtle portrayal of emotions. Fourth one is practical approach of the new years. Fifth one is conflicting situation. Last one is subtle meaningful images. Now some questions. What is the kind of pain and ache that the poet feels? Second one, why are the young trees described as sprinting? Third one, why has the poet brought in the image of many children spilling out of their homes? Last one is, why has the mother been compared to the late winter's moon? Some more questions. What do the parting words and smile of the poet signify? Second, comment on the universal appeal of the poem. Third one, how do the parting words and smile reflect on the character of the narrator? Thank you and best of luck.